So serious because insomnia strikes again. It is 2:51 a.m. I'm sick of never sleeping, guys. Sick of never sleeping. Hey, Tracy. Hey, Melissa. Oh my God, is that like Mika or Misha? I'm like the worst with pronouncing anything ever. I'm so sorry. But hello, everyone. How are you? Oh, yeah. Friggin' 3 o'clock in the morning. But the fact that Jose went and got me coffee probably doesn't help. I want to talk about the Emily Artful video. And I know everyone is probably, are you guys sick of hearing about it? But I just have so much to say. We're Chelsea Cat. That's how I feel. How are you, Trace? You good? That's good. And if you're not good, that's okay too. Yeah, I never sleep. It's the worst. I never sleep. I'm sick of it. But I have so much to say about the Emily versus Shannon situation. But I want to hear what you guys feel and think and feel and think. And if I'm not very on the ball, I apologize. Yeah, like if I try really, really, really hard to fall asleep, I give myself a panic attack. So who here has watched Emily's video? You haven't watched either channel. Yeah. So it was a 2-hour video, 2 hours. I watched it twice on double speed. But there are some things that are. Hey, Laura, how are ya? Hey, Pika P. You watched it? So what do you guys think? Like, you guys are like, oh, like, believe it, all that sort of stuff. Has everyone heard about how, like, Nicholas Diorio has been talking about it? Bananas. That guy don't give a shit, does he? Now, there's one thing that I just want to bring up here. One thing I want to bring up here. In Shannon's video where she talks about her stalker, right? There was a part in that video where she was saying when it came out. So when the whole thing came out about Amy with her boyfriend, right? Does anyone remember in that video? Laura, that's literally what I'm about to say. The video is like, oh my God. Like in that part where she talks about being in the car with her boyfriend, she talks about how when they argue, they don't be around each other because it can get out of hand. Now it's like that, like, alarm bells went off in my head when you start hearing about this fucking Anthony character. I believe it. I believe it. Like I have, but it's also a little. Let's just okay. I like to keep the same energy. I like to have both sides of the scenario. Okay. And I'm just wondering because on Twitter, now I don't have a Twitter account, but I do stalk sometimes. On Twitter, Ashley, who's a YouTuber who's friends with Creepshow and everything like that, she talks about how Anthony and Shannon share a phone. Now, I don't want to claim DV. I don't want to claim anything, but I'm just like, okay. Does she live in a car by choice with this Anthony chap and have something funny?
Chat.
My husband's laughing at me for saying chap. Well, there's Anthony chap, right? And then sharing a phone. Now it's almost like, okay, so I'm not sitting here making excuses for Shannon and whatever else, but can we just talk about the idea, the possible idea where she talks about how she's had an eating disorder. Emily said she had an eating disorder. You know, being controlled by her parents, and maybe this can be something where she is not necessarily the entire villain in this. It's almost like, okay, you can either be better or you can be bitter. Someone is treating you a certain way, so maybe you're going to treat other people a certain way. Does that make any sense to anybody? This Anthony character, oh my God. He is a Columbine fucking thing if I've ever seen it. Hey, hey Eva. Hey Heather. I think Anthony used Emily to make her jealous and was obsessed with her himself. She started participating for approval at some point. See, Creepshow's based her entire YouTube personality off Emily, it looks like to me. Yeah. Does feel, I don't know, like I just have so many different things. That's why I wanted to do a live stream instead of an actual video, because I want you guys to tell me. Like I'm watching this just as much as you guys are. Like I know fucking, knowing everything, but I want to like understand. Sama, am I saying that right? Sama, I'm really sorry. Hello, beautiful Bambi. I just found your channel a couple of days ago. Love your personality. Happy to catch a live. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Nancy, did you see screenshots of Shannon calling her sister terrible and trying to get her out of her relationship? No, I didn't see those. But coming from someone that's been in that sort of situation, I was like, I was not a nice person to my mom, but my mom was trying to get me out of situations. No. Laura, I agree about him trying to make her jealous and then her becoming obsessed. Yeah, I kind of feel like it's that in some, it's so many different avenues you can take here, isn't there? It's like, I don't know, the whole idea of sharing a phone, how Shannon kind of like seeks approval, but has such jealousy. But I have no doubt, as Melissa just said, like that they were both involved. But it's almost like maybe Emily wasn't a toxic person in this relationship and was kind of wanted to get out of this sort of mentality, mindset relationship, whereas Shannon was very comfortable. Some people are more comfortable in those sort of scenarios, seeing as maybe they're a bit more of a toxic person. Yeah, I don't know. I'm highly suspicious of Anthony in this situation. There's no way to know what their private life is like, but I highly doubt he stopped being toxic after they got together. Absolutely, absolutely. I feel like they're incredibly toxic, both of them, and it's almost like if, forgive the analogy here, but it's almost like Fred and Rosemary West, both in their own right, some sort of way, but when they come together, it's a perfect storm. Does that make sense? Hey, Granny, how are you? Long time no see. Hey, Snoop Medic, how are ya? I mean the fact that Creepshow Art was jealous of her boyfriend assaulting Emily. Yeah, like that is like something's going on, you know? It gives me Heather vibes minus the ending. I love that. If you are new to my channel, when I do live streams, like I know it is offensive to some, I do smoke cigarettes, so I apologize, but that's that's just my vibe. What can I tell ya? After reading those screenshots that Shannon posted about her, I believe she is just toxic. It's so weird how she paints her sister as a yeah, I feel like when she made that Amy video, right? And the first fucking 35 minutes of that video, she's basically telling you what a jackass she is. Do you know what I mean? Like by saying this girl was so great, so I had to lie about everything. Bitch, who you blaming? That's you. That's not anybody else. Like, what is going on? Stop doing that, Shannon. You're making yourself look silly. Gonna read this chat. I know, Granny. I've missed you so much. It's been a while. After reading those I already read that one. Quick to drop a video about any drama. Then she goes radio silent this time. Yeah, if I can, I'll put my email. I don't have Twitter or anything. I am going to put my email, and if you can send it to me, that would be like amazing because I really want to see it. Hi, Simon. Thank you for reading my chat, sending positive energy and hoping your insomnia subsides and you can sleep better. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. You're so sweet. I love that. I think a lot of it's kind of projecting onto other people that she doesn't want to admit. And I'm very like, I'm just gonna ramble about shit. Like, I don't even know why I have to point that out, but I'm just gonna ramble about shit back and forth, right? But there are actually probably 2 or 3 sides that I have on the idea of why her friends are not talking about it. Do you wanna hear my theories? I think it is a lot of projection. I really believe that. Yeah, KJ's loving this shit. It's so awkward, bless her heart. Mr. Merman, hello, how are you? I replied to your comment twice and YouTube deleted it, which drove me insane. Hey, Adele. Hey, Alicia. Hey, Phoenix. Yeah, so one of my conspiracies is that maybe they know something about Shannon's position, like what she's going through behind the scenes. If we are talking DV or anything like that, maybe they're like, okay, this explains a lot of things. Maybe having no control, no voice, no nothing in a relationship is kind of not making excuses at all. I'm just saying, I'm trying to like play devil's advocate here. Maybe it is like she's trying to gain some sort of voice or get out her anger or frustration on other people because she can't do that at home. And maybe her friends for a while have kind of seen the toxic relationship she's in and they kind of don't want to dig the hole deeper. That's one theory, devil's advocate. The other theory is they're a bunch of fucking hypocritical asshats that want to rag on everybody else but won't talk about their mate down the road. Do you know what I mean? You know Tipster, I've always watched Tipster. I love Tipster. And when he came out and spoke about the amount of respect that I had for him in that moment blew me out the water, mate. And the other thing is Repzilla. Oh, Repzilla gives me like a migraine, man. Gives me like a headache. People are apologizing to him because they asked him to cover this as if he's, you know, affected by this. How are you affected? You found out that someone that you were friends with via the internet was an asshat. Like, you call everybody else out, you reach for everybody else, keep the same energy or shut up. Yeah, Mr. Merman, I really hate YouTube too because I was trying to ask serious questions and it kept deleting it. I was like, for fuck's sake, man. It isn't amazing. It isn't making excuses, but she still did do all of these. But in reality, this thing is pretty common, maybe not, where both someone can be victim and perpetrator. Yeah. And that's like what I'm trying to like gravitate towards right now. Like I don't know where I sit. Does that make any sense? I'm sitting on the fence and my ass hurts from it. I mean, a couple of creators wanting to know their reactions. I can understand why they want to take their time and respond properly to this. You have birds? That's so cool. I've never had birds because my mum's petrified of birds. Not that I live with her anymore, but if she came here and I had birds, she would not be happy. Yeah, like I can understand why people aren't talking about it to an extent. But have they really given a lot of other people the benefit of the doubt? Like, let's just like, have they? You know what I mean? Who's that? Is it Ashley? Because I love her. I think she's like just wonderful. Sounds possible. She seems to always want to feel superior, almost giving anyone the benefit of the doubt. Yeah, like she does not want to be perceived. It's like she's trying to fight, like battle through what she actually is going through by like putting a lot of defense mechanisms up and projecting. Does that make any sense? I thought Ready to Glare was supposed to post a video yesterday. Did she not upload yet? Oh my god, I haven't seen anything. Nancy, thank you so much. I'm going to check my emails and see if it's there. Oh, I'm glad they are going to talk about it because I really I love them. Hey, cool story. How are ya? And you know how they were talking about like them living in their car by choice? Do we know that that was Shannon's choice? Can y'all hear my husband snoring? I'm about ready to throw something on his head. Bless his little heart. But I don't like how she's like trying to act like fucking play the victim of fucking being homeless when maybe that wasn't a fucking choice. Like that was a choice, sorry. Like my husband was a street kid. Like my husband was homeless from the age of 14 until we got married. So kind of shitty, Shannon. Kind of fucking shitty, bruh. That's the thing, right? I always say this, right? It's almost like it's not an excuse, but it's an explanation, right? Mental health and things like that. And there are people in this world, such as myself, not to toot my own horn, toot toot, that want to be better because of their circumstances, want to be better, want better things, want better choices, so on and so forth, their moral compass, their moral code takes them to further places. Insight about yourself takes you further places, and I felt that with Emily. I felt like I connected a lot with Emily through that video, especially when she was talking about, she was trying to find the human side and be really nice to them and all that sort of stuff. And I don't know if this is the exact word, but it's fight, flight, or fawn, which is trying to make the situation better, coming from kindness, coming from, humanizing, getting to that soft spot of somebody, right? I am like that. I'm like that. Like, that's me. I don't fucking, I try and, if I ever have an argument with my husband, I kind of like try and, I understand where you're coming from, and, try and be really nice and understanding and, cater to the human side of people, as Emily put it. And I feel like people kind of like judged her a little too harshly. I'm not saying everybody, but some people did judge her a little too harshly on that, because I am that way. I just felt sad for her. I felt really fucking sad. And that's why, like, I've been pumping out the content when it comes to Creepshow, because I made my first Creepshow art video months ago, but when I saw Emily's video, I had to take a minute where I was like, wow. Wow. You know what I mean? I'm just going to read this chat, guys. Now, where are we up to? Yeah, in her video about becoming homeless, she mentioned that she was in a dangerous situation. But I thought where she'd been living in her car. In CSS soccer video, she talked about how Amy having gone to Laura! I didn't even put that together, that 2 and 2 together. Sweet baby Christmas. How are you, Sarah? You good? Thanks, Nancy. I appreciate it. Okay, I'm a little more bugged by the silence from Edwin, because he seems like the type of person who would talk about this kind of thing. I haven't seen Edwin post on his channel in a while, but then again, I don't have Twitter, so I don't know really like what happens on Twitter unless I go looking. I only went on Twitter last night because I was halfway through Nicholas Diorio's live stream and I fell asleep. I ended up having a nap. And last night when I went to go have a look at it, I said to my husband, I'm like, I gotta go watch this stream. It was gone. And then I went and looked at all the like Twitter. I don't know how you talk about Twitter. What Twitter comments, statements, statuses? I don't know. And they were gone. Like the video was gone. Then we see all these things here, and I was like, holy crap, hectic. Beauty Demon, how are you? I love your channel. I just want to keep you. You know what I mean? I want to keep you in my pocket so you can just tell me all these, things. Because when you talk, I listen. You know what I mean? Mr. Merman, that's exactly how I felt. Like I just wanted to just make it all better because it hurt my heart to see it and hear it. You know what I mean? Someone brought up how it's weird Shannon couldn't explain why she was friends with Amy, but Emily, yeah, like she's not very intelligent in how she, remember to take breaks with me. Yeah, that's the thing. Exotic dragons with a bird. Love that. That's the thing. Like I go through stages where I'm like, "Oh, I don't really want to make a video. Like I have my own mental health issues. Like I'm in the depths of some shit, my friends. So my videos is an outlet for me to. It's like my anxiety outlet to get in the world a little bit because I'm very isolated. But then I start thinking, oh, I better post a video because people aren't going to subscribe or watch my content because I haven't come back. But then I have to reel myself back in and say, this is for fun. This is not for anything serious. Whoever likes my channel will come back. It's that sort of thing. Does that make any sense? Word puzzler, how are ya? Edwin went into hiding because of the Onision dog and how he told Repsy. Oh. Awkward. Oh, no, I'm talking about his own stream. So he had his own stream. And he was like, I can't believe I'm getting called a rape apologist. And he was like laughing and carrying on or whatever. And I don't expect anything less from Nicholas Diorio. I don't. It's almost like lower your expectations when it comes to him because he's an asshole. I say that through and through. I still watch his fucking content, but he's an asshole. Anyway, and he goes, well, I'm going to tell you why I don't believe this. And we're going to watch the 2-hour video and I'm going to tell you point by point. But then I fell asleep like a silly so-and-so. And that was when he was talking about Nate Diaz and shit, like talking about like UFC. Went to go check it and it was fucking gone. So I don't know what happened was that in her in John's Peanut Gallery stream yesterday? Because I haven't watched that yet. Dior always deletes his streams on Twitter, so there isn't. God damn it, Nicholas Diorio. Why have you done that, friend? I wanted to freaking watch it, you jackass. Yeah, he was going off on Twitter. But I'll be completely honest with you guys. I don't know, like, if they do or don't always go off on Twitter. Do you know what I mean? Like, I really love your videos on Creepshow Art. Thank you so much. He's a devil's advocate come to life. He is. He really is. But can I just say, when he had that snippet in one of his videos where Pastel Bell was in, where he called out Pastel Bell without really calling out Pastel Bell. I'm rolling around, mate. I thought that was hilarious. Tipster was rude. What did Tipster say? I'm gonna go back and read the chat. But what did Tipster say? That's disappointing. Love to see you here, Marissa. If people aren't subscribed to Marissa, can you go subscribe to Not Another Housewife? She's incredible. Melissa, if you can just put her channel in the chat. I don't trust him to cover SA victims. He had a really bad take with the Jessie Smile situation. You know, I am like so fucking sick and tired of how all these fucking like Keemstar and fucking all these other assholes talk about SA. Like, it bothers me to my core. It's like, okay, don't fucking believe it. That's all gravy. Like, don't believe it. I'm not forcing you to believe it, but do you actually have to shit on somebody about that? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Get a brain. There is so much to criticize people for. Criticizing them for that is goddamn stupid. Sorry, guys. I just feel like it just bothers me, man. I'm not a fan of Edwin. I will say that. I will say that. But I don't like how Creepshow talked about him. Really? I should really go and listen to that, guys. I really, really should. Chris Henson is an asshat. While we're actually on the topic of, you know, Chris Henson and all that sort of stuff, how do we feel about how some YouTubers have covered that sort of stuff, like the Davy? I can't speak sometimes, so the Davy Vanity, you know what I mean? Does that make any sense? How do we feel about how YouTubers covered that, like with, you know, all that sort of stuff? Oh, so Emily was on that stream as well. That's so upset, man. I should really go watch this. If I knew how to screen share, I would, but I don't know how to do it. Fuck yeah. Hale. That's right. Keemstar's a jackass. I made a video on Keemstar and that got a lot of hate. People were not happy. Because that's the thing, right? I don't necessarily cancel people, yeah? I don't necessarily cancel people on fucking anything, yeah? On you know, I take people for what they show me, such as Nicholas Diorio, Keemstar, Augie RFC. They're assholes. I don't take them any different. It's when they step over the line is where I get bothered. But if they're not stepping over the line, they're just being assholes, shock value, that sort of thing. I don't hate them for it. I don't get mad at them for it. But I think Keemstar, when Keemstar was fucking talking about Justine Paradise and Jake Paul, Jessie Smiles, that sort of thing, I was like, you're a fucking cockhead. Sorry, friends. Yeah, Emily. Beauty demon. So yeah, you think she took it well? That's really good. That's kind of shitty that she was like treated like that though. But I'm glad she took it well. I really need to, like, check out that stream, guys. Because my kids were home from school yesterday, and I had to, like, do, like, a project with my eldest son. Oh my god. It was an underwater thing where he had to, like, do a poster, but I decided to be extra and make him a big old fucking 3D box thing, and instead of just talking about why fish live underwater, I started talking about people get their oxygen from here and this from here, and here's the 5 layers of the ocean, and here's what they're called, and here's the colors, and fucking getting bowls of yarn making fucking, um, algae and shit, you know what I mean? "Hey, Betty, how are ya?" I wanna make 4K a day. I'll make 4K a fucking year. You know, Cracked Rack did a fucking video, right, on Creepshow, and he was like, "She's fucking innocent. I" Oh, is it not sending Nancy? Oh, that's alright. Don't stress too much. Don't stress too much. We'll try and figure it out. But, what was I saying? Yeah, Cracked Rack did a video on Creepshow when this first come out, right? And he was basically saying she's innocent for fucking any reason, mate. You know what I mean? Oh, is anyone having issues with the stream? God damn it. Dang nabbit.